Greetings, fellow Dungeon Delvers, and welcome to Dorans and Dragons. My name is Justin, and I'm going to be your guide to bringing your favorite League of Legends champions to life in Dungeons & Dragons. Today we're building Taliyah, the definitely not an earthbender. Taliyah actually has a ton of lore, starting as a member of the Nasaj in Acathia to being tricked by Noxus. The Noxians had promised her they would find her a teacher in Ionia, but instead they tried to have her murder an entire village. When Taliyah refused, they tossed her overboard where she almost drowned. This led to her discovering Yasuo, who, after a few trials and tribulations, mentored Taliyah and helped teach her more about her powers. I'm just scratching the surface though. If you like her, you really should go read the rest. Before we get started with the build, go ahead and like the video and hit that subscribe button so you're always notified when we release our builds. Alright, now let's get into it. For race, we're going with Variant Human for the free feat, and to reflect our Magic-born heritage. We'll also pick up a skill proficiency in Arcana for knowledge of her powers. Warcaster is the free feat we'll take, giving us advantage on our concentration checks, and letting us cast spells for our opportunity attacks. For background, traveling across Runeterra makes Far Traveler an easy choice, giving us proficiency with Insight and Perception, and the All Eyes on You feature. Basically, everyone who sees those eyebrows of yours finds you very interesting, which you can take advantage of in order to curry their favor. For stats, we'll go for the balance Taliyah maintains while riding her Surfboard of Earth with the standard array. Rule without fear because there is no multi-classing in this build. From Variant Human, we'll start off with a +1 to our Wisdom and Dexterity. Wisdom is what Taliyah's gained most from her journey, and it drives our spellcasting, so we'll start off there to 15. Her Constitution has been built up over these travels, so we'll take it next. Dexterity is after that for her live movements that let her move the earth. Intelligence or Charisma can go next, depending on how you want to roleplay her. And finally, we'll dump Strength. Next, we like to cover all of the ability score improvements for the build up front and early, so you can pick and choose for yourself along the way. This build is one of our more unique ones, where we're just going for stat increases the whole time, instead of picking up a feat or two. At Druid 4 and 8, we'll bump our Wisdom up 2 points each, maxing it out. Then we'll do the same with Constitution at levels 12, 16, and 19. This is going to improve our spellcasting modifier and give us even stronger concentration. Alrighty, now let's get started on class levels. For this build, we're going to do something we don't get to do often and go fully in one class. The Druid class specifically, to become in tune with the stone we weave. We'll get the weakest version of our Q with the cantrip Magic Stone. This lets you imbue up to 3 pebbles with magic as a bonus action, to then use with your action and subsequent actions to hurl, and deal 1d6 plus your wisdom mod in bludgeoning damage. For our Druid circle, we're going to embrace our Shuriman stone weaving heritage with the Circle of the Land, specifically the desert environment. This will give us our ultimate spell, Wall of Stone, once we reach 9th level, and have it prepared for us for free. At level 3, we'll get access to 2nd level spells, giving us our E, Unraveled Earth, with Spike Growth. You'll turn a 20-foot radius area into a spiky death trap, making the terrain difficult for up to 10 minutes as long as you hold your concentration. When a creature moves into the area or dashes through it, they take 2d4 piercing damage for every 5 feet they travel. Later on at level 5, we'll learn 3rd level spells, which is how we'll pick up our W, Seismic Shove, with Erupting Earth. You focus on an area and the earth explodes in a 20-foot cube in that area, forcing a dex save on each creature within it, dealing 3d12 bludgeoning damage if they fail. The ground in that area also becomes difficult terrain. Next, we'll get our passive, Rock Surfing, with Land Stride. Land Stride lets us ignore non-magical difficult terrain and hazards from non-magical plants. Now you just need to convince your DM to flavor that as sliding on a surfboard of earth, and you'll be smooth sailing. Finally, we'll get the best version of our Q and our ult with some 5th level spells. For our ultimate, Weaver's Wall, we'll use Wall of Stone. This will let you spring up a 6-inch thick wall made of 10 feet by 10 feet panels, or a 3-inch one made of 10 by 20 foot panels. Then for our Q, we'll use Wrath of Nature, letting you unleash the earth in a 60-foot cube, allowing you to fire off all the rocks in that area as a bonus action that deals 3d8 bludgeoning damage. Once they hit, the target has to make a strength saving throw or they'll get knocked prone. Alright, now that we've completed the build, let's see how we did. First, the good. I hope your DM has a pool of flying creatures for their campaign, otherwise they're going to be in tortured agony every time their feet hit the ground. Also, you'll be one of the controlliest control mages in the game. Now the bad. The main bad thing about this build is that all of your damage is bludgeoning, so any creature immune to it or having resistance to it is going to present you with quite the challenge. So what'd you think? I've included a link to this build via D&D Beyond in the description below. As always, these videos wouldn't be possible without our patrons over on Patreon. Thanks for helping us keep the lights on and the earth still spinning. Thanks for watching, and hopefully we'll catch you on the Rift or in the Forgotten Realms.